What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? We are back for more Madden NFL 20. My Carolina Panthers franchise. You know what? It's our Carolina Panthers franchise, if I should say that in a little bit of a better, broader spectrum. Title of the episode: The Bucs stops here. The Bucs stop here. They are not going any farther. We're going to shut down their playoff hopes. They're 10-5. So they're probably going to be a wild card round, and then we might meet them in the wild card. We'll find out. But we're going to try and shut them down. We're going to try and make them go 10-6, and we'll see what happens. Before that happens, let's go ahead and scout some college players. We're going to go all the way down to the bottom and scout some of these nobodies. So we've got lots of running backs, which we don't need. Very big running back class. We need a lot more undrafted talent at other positions. That'd be great. Like wide receiver. Those are always good. Right tackle's always good. That's a 6th round potential. That's a 7th round potential. I'm surprised he's not a fullback potential. Patrick Barrett. That's a 5th round potential. That's a gem right there. Keep going up. Wide receivers. I'll take them. Eddie Beckwith is a 7th round potential, and we've only got 7 points left, which means we can't do anything. I mean, I could, but let me see if I can find something. Probably a defensive tackle. Or I guess just a defensive player at all. I don't think I have anybody. I do! Hey, we were able to get one. Okay. That works. Weekly training. Oh, we have to do the Mills concept because we don't have it gold. Oh well, let's do it. Let's hop right on into it. I'm hyped. Last game of the regular season, then we move to the postseason. So tomorrow, there will not be an episode. Unfortunately, I will not be able to get up that early, and I have to work an early shift tomorrow.
Last time we were out here, coaching staff didn't like what we saw. You all know it wasn't good enough. So let's make up for that today and have a great one. I know you got it in.
So tomorrow I do have to go to work early, so that does mean... Oh, whoops. That's the tutorial. So that does mean no episode tomorrow, but there should be an episode on Friday. Because I am off on Friday, so there might be multiple episodes Friday. We'll see. DK with a catch. Nice. Okay. That was a cluster. I don't know what happened there. So we're gonna restart that and try that again. Here we go. So we got to get the gold. And then we'll go into the game. Nice. Alright, there's the gold. Beautiful. That was easy AF. So hop into the game, play the game, and the regular season. And we'll hop into the postseason on Friday. Gives me a day of rest, in a sense. We get some play. Trevante Godfrey. He gets an upgrade. Beautiful. So he becomes a little bit of a better receiver. And Riley Ridley. He's got a couple of touchdowns the past couple of weeks. So he's getting better as a deep threat as well. And I'm liking it. He is green all across the board. He may not be the fastest man in the world, but he can still catch a football. For the second year in a row, we are 14-1. We're going into this game hoping to go 15-1 for the second year in a row. That'll put as a head coach, Tommy Beast, that'll put him at 30-2. DJ Moore with well short of 1,000 receiving yards. I don't know if we have anybody with that's going to have that amount of receiving yards. We don't have a number one receiver. We don't have like an AJ Green or a Mike Evans. EA Sports brings you Tampa Bay playing the Carolina Panthers at home. Panthers gonna keep pounding at home, and we're gonna be taking on the Bucs. We're gonna be bringing them to Carolina, where we're gonna try and shut them down and send them home packing, pushing them to 10-6. And if the Falcons win, makes them go 11 and something. But it might come down to points. We'll see. It's a cold day here in Carolina. And we're going to be coming out at the Bank of America Stadium. And we've got the Bucs, and they gave us a little bit of a challenge, but we put them in their place. Here comes Eric Berry. Look at him. Look at him stepping out on the field. He is such a threat. He is such an impact player, and I'm so glad we re-signed him, because having him next year is going to be really useful. At least until we find someone much younger and possibly more talented coming out. We have a 116-point differential. We are an 11-week winning streak. .933. We've got the Falcons, Bucs that are tied up. Getting hyped up with the players. And again, Tyson Melton going to be back to return this. And Graham Gano is going to be sending it away. And the Bucs get the chance to to take the football and drive down the field first. So we'll see what they do. Tyson Melton just shy of the end zone. Brings it out. He goes to the left and gets hit hard. That's going to be by Christian Miller. Down at the 29-yard line. Now it's going to come their starting quarterback, famous Jameis Winston. 22 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 3,200 receiving yards. Going up against this vaunted defense, where Dante Jackson got 2 interceptions last week. Oh, no need to send too many blitzes this week. Drop back pass, caught by Chris Godwin, wrapped up immediately by Eric Berry, and a 15-yard pass completion right off the bat. We can send blitzes, just don't need to run a whole lot of man-to-man. The zone is completely okay. 3 tight ends to the left side, handoff right up the middle. Austin Eckler getting hammered by Luke Kuechly. Here's a look at the Bucs offensive line. And we're going to look at the Bucs backs and receivers. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Eckler, Thompson, and then O.J. Howard, of course. I'm going to send one of my favorite blitzes. I like this one because it sends a linebacker right down the middle. Oh, broke through one and immediately met that time by Shaquem Griffin. Vernon Butler gets the assisted tackle that time. Winston coming out in the gun on 3rd down and 8 at the 46-yard line, looking to convert. He dumps this one off to the outside. That's Austin Eckler coming up shy of the first down. Brings up a 4th and 1, and they will be forced to punt it, unfortunately. This is Bradley Pinion on the punt. Trevante Godfrey back to return this one. And Pinion's going to send this one out of the end zone. This one's going to be out at the 23-yard line. That's going to come Cam Newton, who had a 4-touchdown performance last week. 37 touchdowns on the year, 3,500 passing yards, 18 interceptions. We haven't really thrown the ball all that much if you guys really think about it. I mean, yeah, we've hucked it deep a handful of times, but we usually don't throw it that much. It's usually the ground game with Jordan Scarlett. So here we go. This is going to be a motion on a jet sweep with DJ Moore. And he gets the block. DJ Moore And he's going to break one and bring it out of bounds on a 17-yard carry. On the jet sweep to start the day. This is what we're starting with. Let's get Jordan Scarlett going on the ground. They're going to be sending some pressure to that right side. It's a handoff, and Scarlett stuffed immediately by number 97, that's Anthony Zettel. Here's a look at the Panthers' offensive line. Beautiful offensive line right here. Here's a look at your backs and receivers, highlighted by Jordan Scarlett. This guy, Jordan Scarlett, is a monster out of the backfield. He just runs at will, runs with power, runs with quickness, runs with elusiveness, and also runs right into Devin White on that Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. So we're about to take a look at Vita Vea, Jamil Shepard, and Alex Okafor. Our defensive linemen for the Bucs, Barrett White, Bud Dupree, and Levante David. And there's your defensive backs in the secondary. Calls on a 3rd and 10 for the Carolina Panthers to start. Newton drops back. He's putting this one way downfield. This one's for Curtis Samuel, who catches it in stride and gets in the end zone off of a beautiful pass from Cam Newton. What a play. Curtis Samuel not doing too bad in the receiving category for being targeted for his first year, and had to be targeted a couple of weeks into the year. Curtis Samuel. There's the pose. He's just so fast. Curtis Samuel, I believe, rocking 97 speed, either 97 or 98 speed. Pretty close. Alex Arma's got a lot of tackles. I should play him at linebacker. No, I'm kidding. We're not going to do that. Jameis Winston comes out for his second drive of the day. In the gun, Eckler to his right-hand side. He's going to dump this one off. Almost intercepted by Luke Kuechly right there. That would have been a pick six. Here, look at that Panthers defense. This is a devastating defense the Panthers have here. Bennett, Short, and Butler on the D-line. Burns, Kuechly, Thompson, and Griffin are your linebackers. Come on, D-backs. D-Jacks, Barry, Boston, and Williams. Winston coming out under center. 3 tight ends to that right side. Feels the pressure and fires a quick pass, and that's going to be caught by number 80, O.J. Howard, wrapped up by Shaq Thompson. O.J. Howard's first reception of the day. 2 tight ends under center for Jameis. 5-step drop. He lays this one out. This one's to Mike Evans, who makes the catch. Moves the chains down to the 45-yard line and gets him another first down. That's 8,000 career receiving yards for Mike Evans. I mean, when he's a consistent 1,000-yard receiver, not surprising. Handoff Eckler to that left side and runs right into James Bradbury and Brian Burns. Last week, 20 carries, 77 yards. He has just now reached 1,000 yards and only has 4 touchdowns on the year. Austin Eckler might want to do a little bit of a better job on offense when he gets the rock. 2 tight ends to that left side. Handoff to Eckler once again, stumbling forward, picking up another first down for the Bucs. Tampa Bay Buccaneers driving this time, 34-yard line with about 5 minutes left in the first quarter. It's a play-action play, and he's going to let this one loose over the middle. Chris Godwin makes that catch. Dante Jackson there to meet him at the 12-yard line. And they're emptying it out this time for Jameis. Empty set in the gun, drops back. Feels the pressure, fires this one outside, intended for Austin Eckler, and no throw it incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 12-yard line. Under center. It's a draw play. And a handoff and runs right into Luke Stamey, our rookie defensive tackle. Bringing him down. Brings up a 3rd and 11. In the gun once again, Eckler to his left. 1 tight end to the left as well. 3 receivers to the right. Loose this one, fires far back corner of the end zone, intended for Chris Godwin. That's going to be no touchdown there. Matt Gay for the 31-yard attempt, and it's up and good for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as they get points on the board. Here we go, kicking off is Bradley Pinion. He's going to send it way back for Trevante Godfrey, who's going to return this one. He's going to run it to the right side, makes one man miss, bounces outside, Trevante Godfrey. He's got space, and he brings it out to the 47-yard line. Almost broke that one to the distance, a 52-yard return for Mr. Godfrey. Brought down by number 33. Cam Newton coming out in the gun. This time Bryce Love to his left. It's going to be a read option. This is going to be a carry. And Cam Newton making a man miss. And Cam Newton off to the races. He's down the sideline, and he's going to score way too quickly. His 90th career rushing touchdown. And this is as a quarterback, if you think about that. Cam Newton's a quarterback, remember. He's coming out. Super Cam. Scoring a touchdown. Carolina on the board once again. Nice job blocking by Curtis Samuel. A little bit too quick there on the scoring. I want to start handing it off a little bit. Graham Gano's extra point is good. 14-3 as the Panthers take control once again. Mike Pilardi a kickoff. He's going to send this one back. This is going to be Melton bringing it out. And wrapped up once again. Alex Arma and Shaq Thompson meeting him at the 23-yard line. Melton, not Melvin. I've been saying Melvin, I believe. That's a draw play. Counter. Sorry, not draw. Right into Shaq Thompson. 6 carries, 12 yards for Austin Eckler.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike.
Drop back, 3-step drop. Looses it over the middle and almost intercepted. Shaq Thompson right there as well. He is playing very rangy today. Shaq Thompson doing a very nice job at linebacker. And I'm very excited we re-signed him as well, so we've got him for the next handful of years. Winston in the gun all day to throw, and finally feels the pressure coming from Vernon Butler. Brings him down for his first sack today, his 15th tackle this season. He has 9 sacks on the year. Vernon Butler coming from the defensive end spot. Bradley Pinion to punt to Trevante Godfrey. This guy's dangerous. Brings it out, runs to the right side. Gets brought down by number 59.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Brings it to the 41-yard line. A 21-yard return for Godfrey. Looking to hand it off to our star-studded running back, who's more than likely in the running for running back of the year, and gets the handoff, runs it forward for a gain of 7. Last week, 20 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown. He has 2,015 yards, 23 touchdowns. A very impressive performance. Not as good as last year's, but a very impressive performance. We'll look at some of their career stats. And Vita Vey, my goodness, coming through that offensive line like a flood. He just came rushing there. Drops back Cam Newton. To the sideline for Trent Taylor, a nice catch. Second completion for Cam today. You know what? Let's run that triple option. Why not? Jordan Scarlett to the outside. He makes makes 2 men miss. Gets tripped up by Phillips and Barrett. Picks up a first down. Nice job, Jordan Scarlett. Let's go ahead and give Bryce Love some touches. 1st and 10. Good block. Bryce Love getting wrapped up that time by number 93, Anthony Zettel. Coming out, Bryce Love to the right of Cam Newton in the gun. And a run by Bryce Love, wrapped up that time. Not going anywhere. That's Levante David. Cam Newton in the gun. Scarlett to his left this time. Throws an interception. This one's to number 26. Could this be a pick six? It might be. Cam Newton and Chase. Jordan Scarlett and Chase. And he's going to go the distance. Cam Newton on the 91-yard pick six by Murphy Bunting. Tried to throw the quick curl, and he just completely had it jumped. The way that it looked like when I threw it is he was beat, but I guess he really wasn't. And that's going to put Tampa Bay on the board with a pick six. Cam Newton throwing another pick. Not a good look for Cam. I believe that's 20 interceptions this year. Godfrey to bring it out. And he's going to bring it out shy of the 30. Called the 28-yard line. 16 seconds left in this first quarter of play. Bryce Love's getting a lot of carries right now. I don't know why. A handoff, a nice carry. Call it a gain of 6. There you go. Gain of 6. It's going to end the first quarter of play. Moving on to the second quarter as the Panthers just looking to snake by with the win. Not trying to go out on a loss. Last game of the year. They're trying to pad stats a little bit. Just trying to play it safe, trying to make sure no one gets hurt. Good block. And Scarlett right up the middle. And he gains a gain of 6. First down and 10. Another good block. Tries to make another man miss. Wrapped up that time by number 48. That is Bud Dupree. Coming out, Cam Newton in the gun once again. Coming back, and he feels the pressure, and he goes down way too easily. That's Shaq Barrett. Shaquille Barrett. Bringing him down for a sack. 3rd and 15 is now the down and distance at the 35. Play action this time. He throws this one right over the head of Devin White, and a big pitching catch. That time to Trent Taylor. Trent Taylor, a very reliable set of hands. Chris Hogan 2.0, just much younger. And I believe faster as well. Scarlett, we're going to try and run that counter play once again. And a good run. Scarlett running to the outside. Devin White to bring him down once again. 2nd and 4 with Newton under center. Jet sweep, here we go. And running to the outside, gets the block. Trent Taylor. And he's going to get tackled down at the 3-yard line. His first carry, 18 yards. Nice job, Trent. Tries to get the block and tackled for a loss of 4. Is Jordan Scarlett, wrapped up by number 97. Going for quick slants here out of the pistol. Going to be looking for DJ Moore. Come back. He doesn't find DJ Moore, but finds DK Metcalf for a touchdown. Way too easy. First receiving touchdown today. Cam Newton's 2nd passing touchdown. His 3rd total. 21-10 as they were able to drive down after the pick 6 and score points to get back in the lead. Well, they were in the lead still, but to extend the lead once again. 11-point lead by the Panthers.
Let's go, buddy.
Well, let's send some pressure this time. I want a sack on Jameis Winston. Hand off to Eckler as he breaks one. Gets brought down by the reserves, Vernon Butler that time. In the gun for Winston. 4 receivers out. Eckler in the backfield. Drops back. He dumps this one outside, and it's caught by Godwin. Dante Jackson there in coverage. Winston in the gun once again. One tight end. Watch the handoff. Fires this one out to Mike Evans. That's the number 2 corner. Greedy Williams is matched up against him. That's a mismatch a little bit. Winston under center. Once again, 3 tight ends. Hand off to Eckler, who's met immediately by Brian Burns. Coming in for a tackle for a loss. Eckler in the backfield. Draw play, this time to Eckler, who's met Shaq Thompson once again on the tackle. He is just such a range. He's got 3 tackles today. He's just a rangy linebacker. He's just all over the field. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Eckler in the backfield, drops back for Winston once again. He feels some pressure. He's going to fire this one outside, or in the down the middle, intended for somebody. That's going to force a 4th down for Bradley Pinion to punt. Trevante Godfrey back to return. Just about 5 minutes left in this second quarter. Oh, this is going to be close. And he ducks it right out at the 3-yard line. What a punt for Bradley Pinion. And a bright spot on that drive. Here we go. Here's Cam Newton under center. It's play action. Cam Newton rolling out. He's going to fire this one to Ian Thomas. With a stiff arm on number 21. Gets brought down by number 26. Ian Thomas with a nice catch and run. Cam Newton dropping back. Dumping. Caught by Scarlett but forced incomplete. Threw it a little bit late. Scarlett on 2nd and 10 this time. And Vita Vea there, and a host of Bucs just coming in to swallow up that run. Going empty set for Cam, or going in the gun for Cam Newton. Bryce Love to his right. Doesn't see any pressure right off the bat. Fires this one to Ian Thomas once again. And he's going to pick up a 1st down to the reliable tight end, Ian Thomas.
Here we go.
The 2nd reception, that's 50 yards total for him on the day. Going 3 tight ends to that right side. Thomas, Sprinkle, and Hodges. Metcalf to the far left. Drop back for Cam. Cam Newton's going to go deep for Bucky Hodges on the run. And Bucky in the end zone for another touchdown from Cam Newton. That's his 3rd passing touchdown today. Already just dominating on all aspects. I mean, yes, Cam Newton threw a pick 6, but they've been retaliating. They've got an 18-point lead already. That's ridiculous. Here's Mike Pilardi to kick off. Sending it back. It's number 89. In the gun for Winston. He's going to loose this one over the middle and hit hard by Eric Berry, but O.J. Howard makes the catch.
Let's go.
A nice pitch and catch that time from Winston to Howard. 3 tight ends to the left side. Watch the run to Eckler, or it could be a play action. It will be a handoff right to Eckler. Eckler getting stuffed by Kawan Short. He's only averaging 2-point-something yards a carry. Might even be less. 2 tight ends. Godwin to the right side. Evans far left. A handoff to Eckler once again. Eric Berry there to stuff him in the backfield for a loss of 2. Brings up a 3rd and 7. This defense all over the place there. Just tackle machines. Bring you down. 3 wide receivers to the left side. O.J. Howard tight end to the right side. Eckler in the backfield for Winston. Winston steps back. He dumps this one, and this one's to O.J. Howard. Moving the chains. 1st down to the 39-yard line, and that's going to bring up the 2-minute warning. On a 15-yard gain as they're going to come back out. 1st and 10 at the 39 with 2 minutes left. Bucs have an opportunity to try and score and get some more points on the board. This is a dump off to Chris Godwin. He's fast, and he's going to get brought down after a gain of about 16. 1st and 10, 25-yard line with 1:30 left in the second quarter of play. Winston and the Bucs driving, motions Eckler out, empties it out. Stack formation right side with Evans and Godwin. He's looking, a dump off to Mike Evans, and immediately met and wrapped up by Greedy Williams. Brings him down to the 19-yard line. Winston looking for points, drops back, 5-step drop. No pressure all day to throw. He puts it up and knocked away by Greedy Williams, intended for Mike Evans that time. Nice pass deflection there by Greedy. Playing some very nice corner. Dropping back, 3-step drop. He dumps this one to the outside, picks up the first down. That's when Chris Godwin, who breaks 2 tackles, gets finally brought down. And a timeout called by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. .54 seconds left in this first half of play. Coming out. Dumps off. This one is dumped off right to Godwin, number 12. There's a second timeout. Makes it a 2nd and 9. Winston in the gun once again. Back. Gets this one outside to Eckler, and that's going to be stuffed in the... Not the final timeout, but they're going to go for it again. 3rd and 7. And they need points here if they want to stay in this game. Dropping back. He lets this one loose outside, and Kuechly there to stuff him at the 8. 4th and 8, and they might go for the field goal. And they're going to call a timeout with 14 seconds left. Are they going to go for the field goal, or are they going to go for the points? Well, they're going for the points. We're going to play and bank on them going for the going for it. Snap down kick is up and good. And now it's only a 15-point lead by the Panthers. 11 seconds left in the first half for the Panthers, which I don't think they'll be able to do anything with. Here's the kickoff from Bradley Pinion. And Trevante Godfrey back to return this one. He's bringing it out, and he's going to get wrapped up by Devin White at the 30-yard line with 8 seconds left. Looks like they could go for it. They're going to try a screen this time to Bryce Love. Watch the blitz. Dropping back. Jumping this one, Bryce Love. We get some blocks. Bryce makes one man miss, and he's going to move the chains down to the 44-yard line. Cam Newton put up some solid passing numbers. He might have to turn into more of a passer than a runner. But that's going to end the first half of play. Buccaneers down by 15. It's 28-13. As the Panthers lead in all aspects, passing, rushing. But the Bucs are the only team with a takeaway. Here's a look at the halftime report and some games around the league in the last week of play. The guy's talking about something. There we go. Chicago, Atlanta. Atlanta playing right now. Atlanta not looking too hot as they are losing by 14. 2 scores is what they're down by. Mitch Trubisky throwing 2 touchdowns. Chargers, Kansas City. Kansas City beats them 24-7. Chargers go to 9-7. Chiefs go to 8-8. Brett Hundley leading the Chiefs to a very good win there. New Orleans playing at Denver. They're leading at the end of the first half, 10-7. Saints lead by 3. Marquise Walker leads with a touchdown. Drew Lock throwing a touchdown as well. Here's a look at some of the highlights. Cam Newton, he scrambled for a big run earlier in the game. Pointed out a blocker and went all the way for the touchdown. Cam Newton was showing off his speed still. He still got it. He's been throwing touchdowns, but he did throw a pick 6, and that's to Murphy Bunting. We had people in chase. DK Metcalf, Cam Newton, Jordan Scarlett all tried to chase him down, just not quite fast enough. And once somebody gets going on a pick 6, you can't really catch him. But the Panthers get the chance to drive down and extend the lead even more. It's a 15-point lead. They could take it to a 22-point lead. Bringing it out, Godfrey with a solid return that time down to the 33-yard line. Nice job.
Let's go. Let's do this.
That's going to come Cam Newton, who's had a very solid day today. Throwing the football. Hasn't really been under too much pressure. He's been throwing touchdowns. He's been scrambling. He's been making big plays. Cam Newton showing why he was drafted in the first place and why he's so valuable to this team. So he's going to come out and he's going to immediately hand it off right to Bryce Love, who's going to run it to the right side. Here's the handoff. Cuts up inside. Bryce Love finally brought down by Vita Vea. And looking for a trap play here. Going to motion Bucky Hodges, who also has a touchdown today. Hodges motions to the left. Scarlett is going to be the running back. We get some blocks. Scarlett makes a man miss. Picks up a big gain. Nice job. 10 yards. He's got 11 carries for 44 yards. Hasn't really broken off as much as I would have liked him to. We're going to continue to give him opportunities to run the football. And he is stuffed in the backfield that time. Bryce Love getting a lot of carries now. Bryce Love getting stuffed as well. Nowhere to run for any of the running backs. Excuse me, sorry, voice crack there. For any of the running backs. Newton drops back. Third down, rolling out. He's looking for something. He's going to loose this one. This is to Curtis Samuel. He is really fast. He's going to make a man miss, and he's going to be short of the end zone down to the 1. Nice job, Curtis Samuel. Probably should have tried to dive. Scarlett is going to get the toss to the left. And the toss and the block, and Scarlett stiff arming his way into the end zone. Jordan Scarlett sends Levante David packing. He says, I'm going to get in the end zone, thank you very much. And the kick is up and good from Graham Gano. Panthers lead 35-13 off that toss and run to Scarlett. Mike Pilardi to kick off this time. And he's going to send it deep, and this is going to be for Melton. He's going to take a knee in the end zone. Coming out on defense. We're going to take a look. Trey Boston, an empty set for Jameis Winston this time. Dropping back. We'll let this one loose outside, incomplete. Don't know where he was throwing that one. He either overthrew or just completely miscommunicated with one of his receivers. Empty set once again. Winston feels it, dumps it off. This time to number 81, brings it down. Josh Gordon still in the league, surprisingly. Rocking number 81 on the Bucs, so he's become a nobody on a depth chart that he won't really see the field too much. Winston, back, gets this one outside and incomplete, brings up 4th down and 2. Winston really struggling to connect with his receivers today, especially when it counts. Trevante Godfrey back to return once again for Bradley Pinion to punt. He's going to send this one outside. He doesn't want Trevante Godfrey returning it because he's dangerous.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
He is dangerous. 7 minutes and 3 seconds left in the third quarter, starting at the 23-yard line for the Panthers. Newton in the pistol, and it's going to be a handoff right to Scarlett. Scarlett with a solid run upfield, a gain of 6. Scarlett's stamina might be deteriorated after the season. Here's a good run right into number 90, and that's Shepard. And a deep attack this time. It's DK Metcalf to that far right side. That's who we're going to be looking for. Oh, he's got him on the run. Caught by DK Metcalf. Wow, what a catch. Honestly thought that was going to get broken up, but DK Metcalf comes up with a surprising catch on the run. Puts it right in the basket, number 32 right there. Cam Newton sends this one way downfield. A one-on-one matchup and puts it right in the breadbasket for DK. Nice job, good pass. Cam Newton really showing off that arm strength. Hand off to Scarlett. Scarlett running far left. He's going to try and stiff arm his way to a first down, which I believe he's got. Nope, 2nd and inches. We're going to give Elijah Holyfield another run, because why not give Elijah Holyfield all the touchdowns? No, I'm kidding. He only has like 3 on the season this year. That's the first. Or are they not going to give it to me? Yes, they are. Beautiful. So that's the first down. Alex Arma, do you want a touchdown? We'll give you a try. 1st and goal. So it didn't work with Holyfield. We'll give Arma an opportunity. And he's going to try and plow his way forward. Picks up a yard. Quarterback power. Let's give this one a try with Cam Newton. Direct snap, and Cam stumbling his way down to the 1-yard line. We're going to run that one again, but we're going to run it to the left. I want to get Cam Newton in the end zone now. Might as well. Get in there, Cam! All right, it's 4th and goal. We're going to have to go for it. I mean, we're down at the 1. I mean, a turnover really doesn't hurt us at this stage. Jordan Scarlett coming out. One last opportunity. And that's Scarlett stuff, but there's a face mask penalty on Bud Dupree. Got to be a 1st and goal on the 2-yard line. I'll take it. It's going to be a toss to Jordan Scarlett. Here we go. He gets the block, and Scarlett outside. Doesn't need to even sprint in the end zone. I like to avoid using the toss plays just because they're a little too easy sometimes. Graham Gano's extra point is up and good. Man, I'm a magician. I'm like Tony Romo. I can see what's going to happen before it even happens. 13 points still for Tampa Bay, 42 points for Carolina. And here comes the kick from Mike Pilardi. He's going to send it way down for Melton. Taking a knee. Going out to the 25.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Black 22. 54.
We'll send a blitz this time. 2 tight ends to the left side for Winston, who's under center. And it's going to be a play-action play, and Trey Boston comes in for a sack this time. And he's going to do some jumping jacks to celebrate. 2nd and 18 now. Ooh, Melvin Phillips on the field this time. Losing this one, and Kuechly and Thompson to meet him at the linebacker level. Ryan Jensen unable to really do much in the blocking category. Stacked to the left side with Gordon and Godwin, and I don't know where he's throwing that one. Must have felt pressure. 4th and 14 now, and another punt. We'll see if Godfrey gets to return this one from Bradley Pinion. On this one. Oh, and he didn't even need to make that move. He could have broken deep into their territory, but he got the block from Griffin, and Devin White brings him down. Scarlett's going to get a handoff going to the left side. I think we've already done this before. Handoff going left. Running. Scarlett with speed. He's got the burners on. Bringing it down to the 33-yard line. 19 carries, 91 yards. 2 touchdowns today for Jordan Scarlett. Bryce Love going to come out after Scarlett needs a breather. Hand off to Bryce Love. Counter play. Tries to stiff arm number 22. Gets brought down after his 6th carry, a gain of 9. Play action. Why not? Ian Thomas, do you want a touchdown? This is your chance. Play action for Cam Newton, who's going to roll out to the right side. Nope, he's going to dump this one off to DJ Moore down to the 4-yard line. Cam Newton really putting on a passing clinic today. I mean, 3 touchdowns. I mean, he's really putting the ball where it needs to be, other than that 1 interception. Up back. He's a tall guy, and he's DK Metcalf with another touchdown. That's his 2nd receiving touchdown today for DK. So, I mean, it's a little dragging, but we'll start chewing the clock after or on our next possession, just to start killing the game a little bit faster. Not that we're trying to rush it or anything, but just I know that you guys don't really want to see me blow a team out. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. You guys don't really communicate, so you guys communicate in the comments or on the streams of what you guys want, and I can try and accommodate. Nothing outlandish, of course. 2K will be coming soon as well, by the way. I don't quite know what team I'm going to do yet. Still thinking about it. I kind of want to do the Rockets just because they're my favorite team, but that's an Austin Eckler run. Big run from Austin. Going for 20, about 19 yards on that carry. I mean, potential teams we could do. I mean, the Suns. We could do the Magic. We could do the Knicks, of course. Always the Knicks. And a quick pass to Godwin this time. Could do the Hornets, try and stick with Carolina for this year. Do the Charlotte Hornets. I don't know. I'm going to take a look. We'll see what teams are available. I got to get 2K for PS4. Drops back for Winston. No pressure, but finally gets sacked by Brian Burns. There we go. That's what I was looking for. That's what I was hoping for, was that sack right there from Brian Burns. That's going to end the third quarter of play. Fourth quarter has now dawned upon us. And stuffed immediately that time by Vernon Butler. His second tackle for a loss that time. And going way downfield, intended for Josh Gordon that time. It's going to be a 4th and 18. And they're going to go for it, of course. Oh, no, they're not. I guess I didn't read the play correctly. They're just going to go for the field goal. No good. That was a 60-plus yard field goal for their kicker, Matt Gay, and he just had no chance whatsoever. Jordan Scarlett this time. He will get the handoff, and that's going to be Devin White. Wrapping him up for a loss of 2. Called a loss of 1. Play action sprint pass, why not? Bucky makes the catch. Beautiful pass, beautiful catch for Bucky Hodges, a 26-yard reception. That's what I said, we were going to start chewing clock. And a good run from Scarlett that time. Here comes Holyfield to get a carry. Holyfield breaking tackles down to the 11. Big run from Elijah Holyfield. Scarlett going to be getting this carry out of the pistol. Wrapped up by number 21 after making Murphy Bunting miss. 103 rushing yards for Jordan Scarlett today. Ooh, Jeremy Sprinkle down the tight end spot. Bryce Love wrapped up by Shaq Barrett that time. Running right into the guy that was supposed to be blocked by Alex Arma. 4th and 4 now. Down at the 5. Why not go for it? Nothing wrong with that. We're in the lead. Might as well. Dropping back. Looking. Finding his man Ian Thomas for another touchdown. Is that number 4 or 5 today? That's 4 receiving touchdowns for Ian Thomas this year. But due to his injuries, that's why he was only able to get 4. He probably would have had way more had he not gotten hurt. 56-13 now. 5:39 left in the 4th. Mike Pilardi to kick off. So after this game, we'll take a look at all of our players' single season stats. We'll compare them to their stats from last year. We'll look at our star players and see how they match up from last year to this year. See who's done better, who's done worse. We'll see who's worth keeping, etc. Winston in the gun this time for receivers. The dump off outside and caught by Godwin, and a face mask penalty on Greedy Williams.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Cleveland went 11-5. So that's going to be against Greedy Williams. They're going to move down to the 47-yard line. I'm going to be playing on the D-line. I'm going to be trying to get some sacks. Quick dump off, and that's to O.J. Howard, getting brought down by Shaq Thompson, who's been the name I've called a lot. I mean, his name has been called quite a bit in terms of getting tackles. Knocked away by Luke Kuechly that time. Almost intercepted, too. Gotta be careful, Jameis. In the gun for receivers. Quick fire pass outside. Chris Godwin makes the catch. Dante Jackson there tried to break it up.
Here we go. Here we go.
Unfortunately, unable to. Winston in the gun once again. Jumping off outside and wrapped up by Bradbury that time. Panthers are ranked number 1 in takeaways, and they had none today.
54, right there. 54, Mike. Tackles.
Another quick dump off, and this time it's caught by Jordan Leggett. Another dump off. Mike Evans makes that catch and shakes off Jermaine Carter Jr. Quick dump off that time. That's O.J. Howard, and they're moving down to the end zone, trying to put points on the board, trying to score a touchdown. Pass, and knocked away, incomplete on first down. Knocked away once again by Eric Berry. He's got to pick that. That one's caught. Josh Gordon in the end zone for the Bucs as they score a late touchdown. Not that it's really going to help them. 2.5 minutes left in the fourth. 56-20 if Matt Gay makes this kick, which he does. They're not going to go for it. They're not going to go on the onside kick. They know they've lost. Trevante Godfrey, you can return this one if you want. I mean, we're not really going to do anything with it. He's going to bring it out to the 25, back to where he would have been had he taken a knee. 32 yards per return for Trevante Godfrey. Scarlett's going to be getting a handful of carries here. It's going to be a long 2.5 minutes. Tries to shake one man off, brings it out to the 34-yard line. 2-minute warning has approached us.
Check 45 to Mike. Hey, we heavy on the edges.
Scarlett with a good run and a big hit that time from number 21. Jordan Scarlett doing a nice job. And they're sending pressure from that to that right side. And a counter play, trying to bounce it outside, and Devin White wrapped up for a loss of 2. His 3rd tackle for a loss. Nice job, Devin White. Bryce Love getting thrown around. Murphy bunting that time. And with 30 seconds left, Cam Newton come out. That's going to end it. 4th quarter over. Game over. 56-20. A 36-point lead and a 36-point victory as the Panthers move to the postseason for the 2nd year in a row. DK Metcalf making a nice catch that time. Those are your post-game stats. We dominated on all aspects other than turnovers. Didn't have a single turnover today. Here's a look at the game stats. 132.3, 14 for 16, 392 passing yards, 87% completion percentage, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. Rushing, Cam Newton had 3 carries, 54 yards, and a touchdown. Jordan Scarlett, 26, 118, 2 touchdowns. Did anyone else have any rushing touchdowns? I don't think so. Receiving, Metcalf with 2 touchdowns. Hodges with 1. Thomas with 1. Samuel with 1. In terms of yardage, Curtis Samuel had the most. Hodges with 71. Metcalf 69. Nice. No sacks allowed. Berry and Thompson, 4 solo tackles each. Shaq Thompson, 7 assisted and 11 total. Tackles for loss, Vernon Butler had 2. Sacks, Brian Burns, Trey Boston, and Vernon Butler all had sacks. No interceptions, no touchdowns, couple of pass deflections. That's it. Nothing big. So advance the week. We'll see if we play in the wild card round. If we don't, we'll go ahead and advance it until we see our next game that we play, which could be the division championship. Aaron Bowers is going to get upgraded by 1 point. And Trent Taylor is going to get upgraded again. Trying to move him to more of a deep threat. So advance, we went 15-1 this season again. So we get to upgrade lots of players. Weekly awards. Cam Newton, of course, won that weekly award. 5 touchdowns kind of does that for you. We'll see who gets upgraded. Elijah Holyfield, I guess, got hurt. Didn't even know he got hurt. But okay. Upgrading players. Who are we upgrading? A lot of players. And I'm guessing these are all Pro Bowlers. So Alex Arma, did he make the Pro Bowl? Yep, 2 Pro Bowls. So that gives him some XP. I'm going to keep boosting his blocking. Lots of upgrade points right there. There we go. And then right tackle, Darrell Williams. Did he make the Pro Bowl, I'm guessing? Yep, he's got 2 Pro Bowls under his belt now. We're going to keep boosting his agile blocker. Hopefully he becomes scheme fit soon. Trey Boston makes his first Pro Bowl appearance. I guess he didn't make it last year. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check. And he gets a speed upgrade. 88 speed for Trey Boston. Nice. James Daniels. He makes his 2nd Pro Bowl. Moves him to an 86. Still scheme fit. Nice job, James. And he gets a speed upgrade. 65 speed for the big man. Jordan Scarlett, our star running back. He makes his 2nd Pro Bowl. He has to reach 90 overall before he unlocks his next perk. Give me stiff arm. There we go. He should be green. Almost. Getting there. Still a couple more points. Brian Burns makes his, what? First Pro Bowl appearance. He didn't make it last year. As under pressure. As a superstar, of course. Speed rusher upgraded. Keep boosting that like crazy. Dante Jackson. He makes his, what? 2nd Pro Bowl. What's that called? Tip drill? Keep boosting his zone coverage. He's now an 89 overall. with the morale and everything boosted. We'll go ahead and do some training. Just get some free XP. Because why not? I mean, free XP is always nice. We'll upgrade some more players. Eric Berry gets to upgrade. He goes to an 84. Technically an 85 with his coverage. He's just so old. Even with star development, it just takes forever for him to level up. Here we go. So we are playing the Dallas Cowboys at home in the divisional round of the playoffs. So we're going to take a look at some stats real quick before we leave. So Cam Newton finished the season with 3,900 passing yards, 244 completions to 352 attempts, 42 touchdowns, 19 interceptions, and 68% completion percentage. Jordan Scarlett finished the year with 346 carries, 2,125 passing or rushing yards, and 25 touchdowns. Cam Newton right behind him with 1,000 rushing yards, 16 rushing touchdowns. He had 10 fumbles where Scarlett only had 2. We're going to look at his player card and we're going to view his stats and contracts. So last year, Cam Newton had 3,800 passing yards, 46 touchdowns, and 19 picks. So he was about the same for the interceptions category. He had a 99-yard touchdown passing touchdown this year, though. I didn't know. I'll have to go look and see that. Longest pass was 99 yards. I don't remember that. He was sacked only 30 times this year, so a whole lot better than last year, where he was sacked 46 times. And that's actually next to the 2018 season. Was the least amount of times he's been sacked. And then if we look at his rushing, so this year he had 97 carries. He had 1,500 rushing yards with 16 touchdowns and only 1,000 rushing yards and 16 touchdowns. He had 17 fumbles last year, only 10 this year, so did a whole lot better in the fumble category. His longest was 69. His longest run ever is 72 yards, so no personal best yet. Getting up there, though. Only 97 carries. He actually had a pass reception in 2011. Haven't had a pass reception for him this year. Defense, how many tackles does he have? In his career, he has none. Oh, well. That's fine. Looking at Jordan Scarlett, so let's take a look at his stats from last year. So Scarlett's rookie year, he won 271 carries for 2,136 rushing yards, 18 touchdowns. This year, he had 4 fumbles last year and 12 broken tackles. His longest run was 80 yards. This year, he goes for 346 carries, 2,100 rushing yards, 6.1 yards per carry, and 25 touchdowns, but with 2 less fumbles and double the broken tackles. More yards after contact. That's fine. Receiving, he didn't do a whole lot in the receiving category this year or last year. Only 6 receptions, 24 yards, a few screen passes mostly, 36 yards off of 6 receptions this year. Moving to the receiving category, DJ Moore. Looking at his stats from last year. So his rookie year, he went for 788 receptions, or 788 receiving yards off of 2 touchdowns. This year, he went for 47 receptions, 864 yards, and 10 touchdowns. Rushing, he had 13 attempts in 2018, his rookie year. 13 attempts for 172 yards, no touchdowns. This year, he had 5 attempts, 42 yards, and a touchdown. Not bad. DK Metcalf, his rookie year was last year, so looking at him this year, he had 25 receptions last year for 301 yards, 2 touchdowns. This year, 45 receptions, 662 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Not bad. I don't think there's really anybody else that really I wanted to take a look at in the sense of receiving. Curtis Samuel, kind of 14 receptions. He didn't do too bad this year. 4 touchdowns. He's really fast. He really stretches the defense, but they really pay attention to him. Defensively, taking a look at Luke freaking Kuechly. This year, 81 solo tackles, 59 assisted tackles, 140 total tackles, 33 tackles for a loss, no sacks, 2 interceptions, 20 forced fumbles, no touchdowns, 3 fumble recoveries, 4 fumble return yards. Let's take a look at his stats from last year. He came in the league in 2012. So he had 225 tackles in his rookie year, 235 in 2014 with 3 sacks and an interception. So he's declined in a sense of tackles. Went to 133, 138. He has 140 this year. 33 tackles for loss. He didn't have a whole bunch of tackles for loss until last year and this year. He had 5 interceptions last year. He had 2 this year. He had 3 sacks last year. No sacks this year. 81 solo, 59 assisted, 140 total. Last year he had a touchdown, I believe. He had a touchdown last year and a touchdown in 2017. He's only had 3 career touchdowns. Forced fumbles. He had 38 last year and he had 20 this year. So crazy for him. Moving to our sack leader this year is Brian Burns with 13.5. So his rookie year, he had 40 solo tackles, 30 assisted, 70 total, 10 tackles for a loss. This year, he goes for 34 solo, 19 assisted, 53 tackles, 17 tackles for a loss. He only had 11 sacks last year, 13.5 this year, so 2.5 more sacks. He had 3 forced fumbles versus 4 last year, and he had 2 touchdowns this year, though. So Brian Burns with the improvement in the sack category. Again, looking at sacks, Shaquem Griffin. Let's see how we did last year. So he missed all of 2019, I guess. I guess he was on the practice. I guess he was on the injury or something. 11 straight sacks this year. Nice job. Beautiful job by Shaquem Griffin, my outside linebacker. Shaq Thompson. Look at his stats from last year. So last year, he goes for 32 solo, but 50 this year. 36 assisted, 68 this year. 118 tackles, 68 last year. 4 tackles for a loss last year. 14 this year. 2 sacks this year. 2 interceptions this year. And he had 2 touchdowns this year. So we had 2 pick sixes. Nice job, Shaq Thompson. In terms of interceptions, you already know. Dante Jackson had 15 interceptions this year. Last year he had 8. His rookie year he had 4. This year he had 15.
Sorry, I didn't.
15 interceptions. 43 solo tackles. 56 assisted. 99 total tackles. 12 tackles for a loss. No sacks. No catches allowed. No forced fumbles. His longest interception return was for 77 yards. His interception return, he had 439. And he had 4 defensive touchdowns this year, 3 last year. So a very big upgrade for him this year. So he just had a very good year. Also in terms of interceptions, James Bradbury had 4, Barry had 3, Kuechly had 2, Thompson 2, Byron Murphy had 2. Who had the most touchdowns? That should be Dante Jackson with 4. Kick return, Trevante Godfrey had 16 returns for 514 return yards, and he had a kick return touchdown. DeAndrew White had 2, and he missed 3 games. Andrew White had 27 punt returns for 365 punt return yards and 0 punt return touchdown. So, but that's going to do it for those stats. Actually, defensively, I do want to look at Eric Berry's stats real quick and Trey Boston's. That's not what I want. Let's look at Trey Boston's stats last year first. So Trey Boston was drafted in 2014. Come out this year with 66 tackles. Last year he had 47. 47 assisted, 71 this year. 94 total, 137 this year. 9 tackles for loss, 5 this year, 2 sacks last year, 2 sacks this year, 1 pick last year, 1 pick this year. No touchdowns. You got a fumble recovery for 71 yards. It's a little bit of an improvement. Eric Berry, let's take a look at you. He's had some really good years. His rookie year, he had 4 picks. 3 picks in 2013. 4 in 2016. 2 in 2019. 3 this year. He had 101 total tackles. 112 last year. 71 solo last year. 41 assisted last year. So him playing at corner is really good, but no catches allowed. He had 11 pass deflections last year. His longest interception return was 101 yards. And he had 2 touchdowns last year, no touchdowns this year. So Eric Berry moved to safety. I mean, he's played better, quote unquote. I mean, as a safety, he helped. Let's take a look at the team stats. So team stats, we had the most offensive yards by 1,600. And it was all by our rushing yards. The least amount of passing yards were the Jets. Most amount were the Falcons. Least rushing yards were the Chiefs. Most were us. Points per game, the lowest was 17.5. We averaged 51 points a game. Cowboys were second. Passing touchdowns, Raiders at 22. We had 44, which is the most passing touchdowns. Rushing touchdowns, Vikings had 8. We had 49. First downs gain, they had 232. I think we're somewhere in the middle. We had 293. Yeah, just about in the middle. Defensively, total yards allowed, the least amount of yards allowed with the Ravens. We allowed the most yardage. 6,100 total yards allowed this year. Cardinals allowed the least amount of pass yardage. Of course, we allowed the most with almost 5,000. We did allow, however, we had the number 1 rushing defense. And we do have the number 1 defense. We allowed the least amount of rushing yardage. Eagles allowed the most. Points allowed. We actually only allowed 350 points this year, with the Seahawks allowed 282. They did a great job. Colts let up 458 points this year. Quarterback sacks. Colts only had 24. We had 55 sacks this year. Forced fumbles or fumble recoveries, a lot of teams that had none. We had 25. And interceptions, we had 29. Beating Eagles out by 10. Conversions, red zone efficiency. We had the least amount of penalties. Only had 14 penalties. Turnovers. Turnover difference. We had 26. We had 28 giveaways. 19 takeaways in the interceptions category. So we gave the ball away the most. Jets gave the ball away the least. We had the most we intercepted the ball, or no. We threw 19 interceptions. The Colts threw 19. Texans only threw 3. The Ravens lost 0. We lost 9 fumbles. But we had 54 takeaways, 29 defensive, 25 fumble recovery, defensive interceptions. So, I mean, we did pretty good, honestly, if you're going to think about it. Tommy Beast has moved to 6th on the all-time. Mike Tomlin has retired. Pete Carroll still coaching the Seahawks. Sean Payton still coaching the Saints. Harbaugh still coaching the Ravens. Ron Rivera has retired. We already have a Super Bowl and we already have a championship, and we've already won the Coach of the Year once. Curious. John Madden only has 1 Super Bowl, 1 championship, 1 yearly award, but I guess it's his record that's gotten him up there. So we'll have to keep grinding with the Super Bowls. We'll take a look at some career stats for our players. Cam Newton at 36,000 passing yards, 2,800 completions, 60% completion percentage for his career, 270 touchdowns to 145 interceptions. And his rushing yards, our rushing career is 1,000 attempts for Cam, 7,000 rushing yards, 90 rushing touchdowns. Jordan Scarlett has 617 rushing attempts, 4,200 rushing yards already. He's on pace for 20,000 over the period of the next 6 to 10 years. 43 touchdowns. Receiving, DJ Moore has the most receiving yards of a career on our team. 133 receptions, 2,100 receiving yards, 15 touchdowns. Blocking, most sacks allowed, Darrell Williams. Defensively, Kuechly has 1,500 total tackles, 1,100 solo, 460 assisted. He has 63 tackles for a loss. Michael Bennett has 81.5 sacks. Kawan Short at 54.5. Brian Burns in his second year has 24.5 already. So he has 2 years, and we're trying to go for 100. But 200 is the record. We're trying to go for 200 sacks. Dante Jackson beating out Kuechly. Dante Jackson in his second year has 27 interceptions. Kuechly with 23. Barry with 19. Forced fumbles. Kuechly with 65. Kawan Short with 10. Michael Bennett with 9. Safeties. 3. Kawan Short. Dante Jackson. Greedy Williams. All have safeties. Defensive touchdowns. Dante and Eric Berry tied at 7. Kuechly with 3. Jack Thompson with 3. Graham Gano, one of the best field goal kickers. Mike Pilardi with 10,000 punt yards. Kick return. DeAndre White has 6 kick return touchdowns. Trevante Godfrey with only 1. No punt return touchdowns for anybody on our team. That'll do it. Our coach stats. Let's take a look at our coaching stats. So our career wins percentage is, we have the best with 30-2. We have no ties. We have not the least amount of wins, but we have the least amount of career losses. We've had 2 winning seasons. We are among the few with a Super Bowl win. Postseason wins, right now we are sitting with 3. No losses and a Super Bowl win. We'll keep it going. And then awards. Let's view the yearly awards. So right now, MVP looks like it's going to be Cam Newton. Coach of the Year looks like it's going to be Tommy Beast once again. And then the NFC. Offensive Player of the Year looks like it's going to be Cam Newton over Jordan Scarlett. Kuechly, Defensive Player of the Year over Dante Jackson. Rookie of the Year. Trevante Godfrey was 10th on that list. Marcel Walker's going to win that Defensive Rookie of the Year. We didn't have any defensive rookies. Best quarterback, of course, is going to be Cam Newton. Best running back, Jordan Scarlett beating out Ezekiel Elliott. Best wide receiver, we didn't have anybody on there. Best offensive lineman, we had Matt Paradis. Best defensive lineman, we didn't have anybody. Best linebacker, looks like it's going to be Kuechly. Burns at 4th. Best defensive back, of course, going to be Dante Jackson. Best kicker, it's going to be Brandon McManus. Other than that, I mean, I know this has dragged on a little bit longer. So next time, we're going to be playing, so Friday, you'll be seeing us play the Cowboys at home in the divisional round playoff. Hope you guys enjoyed. Looking forward to the offseason coming up. And I'll catch you guys next time.